Hello and welcome to the Sunday News. I'm Belgrath97. This is
Second Class Elitist.
And the crazy person behind the camera is... Did she say it? I didn't even hear her.
She did.
Okay.
I think it was all one syllable.
I think so. Like
it's the proper pronunciation.
Don't give a check?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't give a check.
Don't give a check.
If you're not caffeinated, you're not saying it right.
If you're not over caffeinated, I think is what she means to say. Alright guys, it is Sunday.
Bouncy.
So we have some stuff to talk about.
We do.
We do. The first of which is there's an announcement from WizKids.
Yes, the announcement from WizKids.
Yes, the announcement
awesome.
from WizKids. Are we interrupting?
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm multitasking.
Okay. 150 unique fantasy sculpts coming from WizKids.
Or take is an option.
Or take it is an option.
Keep an option on take.
Yes, okay. 150 unique fantasy sculpts, pre-primed with Vallejo acrylic primer, which I thought was kind of interesting. Like you read that and I went, wait, what?
Yeah. Not only are they kicking them off the assembly line,
right,
but they're rinse dipping them,
right,
drying them,
and priming them,
and then putting them in the box.
Which is interesting because they're going to be pre-primed to whatever color, I guess probably white.
Maybe not. They might be effectively base coated.
Okay.
The Valero.
Because you do a lot of different colors, right?
The acrylic color though is a full spectrum, if I remember.
It is a full spectrum. Well, more or less. I mean,
yeah.
But
like so like goblins could come green.
Okay, I got you. They could just do like the base of whatever the majority of the color you would expect to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Time savers.
Yep. They're going to have 3 different packs. A hero pack, which is going to have a low-level detail and a high-level detailed sculpt of the same model.
Right.
That was not an option, apparently?
No.
Okay. Monster packs, which are going to be 1 to 3 miniatures in a pack.
Yeah. Designed for dungeon filling.
For dungeon filling and
so,
such.
dragons, manticores, 1. Orcs, 3.
3. Right. And then they're going to have an items pack, which is like scenery
and I'm really, really excited about the items pack because you can never get enough enough scenery.
Scenery packs are great for like tabletop if you want to build inside like you got a castle or like a ruined temple here like this,
right?
Where you can put little tchotchkes in there to make like
you put
the
a
altar
bookcase over here,
right,
whatever.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Interior decorating,
yes.
miniaturized.
Yes. Miniature interior decorating, yes, exactly. But when you said that, I was actually very surprised. I mean, there's a lot of talk that it's going to be that hard plastic WizKids used for previous sculpting.
For the HeroClix stuff.
For the HeroClix stuff. Which, we'll see if that's what comes out. It'll be interesting if it does.
Yeah, I'm okay with that,
But
honestly.
there was no real delineation in the announcement as to what they were going to use for the models themselves.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, there has been no discussion of materials. Again, I will be surprised if it's not the exact same stuff that they've used before, because I expect that... Well, they still have a line in production with a fabricator. I expect they will simply have that fabricator do this line as well.
Sure, that makes sense. You didn't like this one? I like this one.
No, you can have them.
All right, mine now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I like that the plastic one is a completely different idea of the sculpt, and I like the new one better.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So... Auto-correcting my notepad kind of made a really funny announcement. So our next news article is called Dark Age Subtractions Clarification.
It is important to know how to subtract.
Yes, it's very important to know how to subtract.
Otherwise your army list is wrong.
Well, yes. What it was supposed to say was Dark Age Sub-Factions Clarification.
And now we're going to break the clarification.
Yeah, so, all right. So I'm going to clarify. I'm going to go over the clarification first before you break it.
Okay.
Okay? Because he literally broke it 5 minutes after I told him about this clarification. All right.
To be fair, I broke it 30 seconds after he told me. It took 5 minutes
to verify
it.
Because he thought he was wrong, and I we I think that you're right. So we had to go find out.
Yep.
All right. So it's been clarified. There's actually been a few clarifications to the document itself, but this was we thought the biggest one.
Huge.
You must declare your subfaction when you write your list. So that whole argument we had about 2-3 weeks ago, well, not really an argument, that discussion we had about 2-3 weeks ago, where we said, hey, does that mean you can write a list where majority of your list is generic, put one, put St. Joan in it for part of your, and then have another section with St. Mary,
right,
and in your reinforcements, and swap St. Joan for St. Mary and switch your sub-factions.
Right.
And the answer
do that?
And the answer is no, you can't. Which we thought was the intention.
Yes.
Your piles are mixing. I'm not sure what.
No, they're not. I know exactly where the delineation is.
I'm just, okay.
I got this.
You got this? You sure?
I'm
just saying. All right. Apparently he doesn't like that one.
I don't even know why I've still got those models in the box. I'm never going to build those guys.
Fair enough. However, to go back to our Dark Age conversation.
Oh, that could be fun.
So you can't switch your sub-factions. And then immediately you asked, well, what if I have a model? Because it also does clearly state in the document, so this is where it comes up, that once you choose your core list, you write your 500-point list if you're doing a 500-point tournament, you have your 150-point reinforcements, that you can freely swap models between your two lists.
Yes. Your lists have to be the same sub-faction. And you may freely swap between your reserve list and your actual 500-point list.
These two sentences are very important.
May freely swap. Please remember that. So,
go ahead and ask your question.
All right, so I've got a question for Mr. Black, which is, I show up at a tournament rather, with a brood list. I am bringing.
We'll do Murtos.
Right,
so you're bringing Eradicate.
All right, so I'm bringing the Eradication subfaction, which says that I must have Murtos in my list. Boom! Murtos is in my 500-point list.
Murtos is how many points?
125.
Okay, this is important to know.
I have 150 points here that I may freely swap. Can I now remove Murtos because this list, by definition, is also the subfaction, and in fact is part of this list? Can I take Murtos out and bring in 125 points of not Murtos because I have maintained the subfaction requirement that Murtos was in my list?
And Murtos, well, he happened to be the first thing I came across, and they all have their different, Murtos, Alexis, and
Mean Jelly Bean.
They all bring a special rule to their subfaction.
Yes.
And does that, if I pull him out, but it's clearly the same subfaction, all these new models also have that rule.
Yep. And the lists are, as far as we can tell, your sidebar list is a component of your faction list.
Well, it has to be because I can't bring 5 models in a 5 for 500 list here and have another 3 here. It's actually blatant. I'm not allowed to do that.
Right. So, as the sidebar is obviously a component of your main list, if Murtos is in my sidebar, he is de facto still in my list.
Right.
And I'm not saying I want to do this.
We both agree that we don't think that's what you want to happen.
should do this, and I know this isn't what you wrote, but this is the gap. And I'm going to tell you...
Somebody's going to do it.
Somebody's going to do it.
Yep, because unfortunately, tournaments breed people who like to break rules. Yep.
So, all I'm saying is that the addendum that came out to revise the system...
Which was needed, because it needed to be clarified, and we think it clarified that particular issue, has brought up another issue.
This is diminishing returns.
Right.
It clarified most of the issue, making a new gap which is smaller than the gap that was clarified.
Right.
This is literally how diminishing returns works, which is fine. Now we just need to go, and by the way, don't be a dick. Anything that is a requirement to play the subfaction needs to remain in the list.
Honestly, I think that it could be easily fixed with changing one word on the Brood faction document.
That's not going to happen.
Why not? All you change is must be included in force, must be fielded on the table. Done.
So my subfaction doesn't have its subfaction rules if, due to scenario, that model does not deploy on turn 1?
There's no scenario where that would happen. I can't think of one.
Can you tell me that there never would be one?
But again...
Why make rules? Why make a situation where you can create more exceptions?
I guess. Okay.
Yeah. Bad design.
So, anyway.
Yeah, quick fix.
Yeah, quick fix. Alright, so...
by the way, I think Brood is the only faction where that is an issue.
Because it's the only time where a subfaction lists that a model must be brought to be part of that subfaction.
And it's not a big deal because, Brood are getting removed from the game anyway. So
well, according to Mr. Black, they are.
Exactly.
Yeah, we heard him say it to somebody once.
So it's not a big deal.
No, not a big deal. Clarification, just for the record, we actually did hear Mr. Black say that to somebody once.
Yes, and further clarification, he was joking at the time.
Yes, but we did hear him say it.
Yeah.
All right, this is not a test, it's been a big news factor. We've been talking about it for a while. It's
We have.
Kickstarter's doing gazillion thing. Go watch our Kickstarter so you'll find out how big it's doing. However, it is a non-model specific
Yes.
game. So a company called Rebel Minis just basically put a bunch of new stuff, or not new stuff, but stuff back on their list on their store because they were out of stock for a while. And as we were going through it, we were like, wow, these would make great. This is not a test model, so we wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. We think this is newsworthy stuff.
Agreed.
Rebel Minis, it literally has a group of Force Org, or I don't know, a list of models that they call Earth Force.
Faction.
Faction, that'd be the word I'm looking for. Faction.
Faction's a good word. I like
Yes.
that word.
Called Earth Force. And they have a group called Security Hounds, which we think would make excellent models in combat armor.
Yes.
They have a group called Pathfinders,
Pathfinders.
which we think would make excellent models in power armor.
They are definitely going to be my powered armor of choice going forward.
And then they have this faction or group called Valkyries, which are women in power armor. And there's not a ton of options unless you have like this model here, you know, for models in power armor. That's okay. You don't have to zoom in on that. Unless you want to zoom in on that. You're getting grumpy up so oops, I broke a model.
And holding that still is not going to work for zooming in because your arm is not as still as you think it is.
And now it's looking at us. Okay. So, we just think those models are worth looking at, and everyone should go look at them and buy them and play This Is Not a Test because the game's amazing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. That was our news article for that one.
Little pump for Rebel Minis.
Yep.
I'll put a link to the page below. They also have some good other 28mm models. They also have some really good 15mm fantasy
Yes.
models as well.
Oh, there was that one group that like it's a 28mm model, obviously, but we think it would look great at 15mm as like some type of mech stuff.
Yes.
So there's some really cool ideas there. You definitely go give them a look.
I was trying to talk about 15mm fantasy to give you a segue.
I was getting there, 15mm.
You just totally blew the
I-
segue by going sci-fi again.
I'm sorry.
No.
I blew it. This is what I do, people. I blow. He sets up these great spikes.
Phrasing, Joel, phrasing.
Yes. All right. Valor Games, 15mm fantasy, amazing
Yeah.
that. They're at Cold Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
And
got
was
like
over at Cold Wars doing some good stuff.
yeah, and like
from what I
literally,
heard.
he took a shot. There's a picture of this table just full of miniatures, and I was like, wow, he's got that much stuff for this game already.
That blew up fast.
Yes. Like there are full factions worth of models available for purchase.
mean, granted, it's 15mm, so they're wee mini figures.
Yeah.
But he's got a whole freaking ton of different wee mini figures that are ready to go. Like,
And like,
Mr. Spiggy is not.
no, he's not
Well,
messing
bunch of
around.
things
He's
are
like,
no joke.
here's my stuff. It's on the table.
Yeah.
Flump. I will point out though, he had a whole section at the table that literally said available for pre-order, shipping in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Which I thought was amazing. That means his pre-orders that they're on the website are coming in 2 weeks.
Yep. Everything is running by the end of the month.
Yes. Which is awesome.
Ridiculous.
Which is ridiculous. And he's doing really well. There's pictures of the tables set up with games, and there's just one picture that, like, it's literally shooting 3 sections of the table down. It's a battle going long ways across the table. Orcs versus, looks like Dwarvians. Could be
Might have been Phrygians.
Phrygians, maybe.
I think
But,
it was Phrygians.
but war machines in the back, like the column of orcs coming out of their huts down. Oh, it was pretty cool looking.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
It was a great
Really
time.
excited.
Yes, I was very excited to see it. And they have announced something else, which is very important and everyone should know about. So Valor Games is also going to host a painting competition for their
Yes.
models. It is their first official painting competition. You have plenty of time to enter because entries aren't due till October 1st. Don't wait till October 1st to enter. However,
Don't wait till the last minute when you're in a painting competition. Trust me.
right, this is not a good idea. Really, shouldn't wait till the last minute. Not even a little bit. All right, so you'll need to take high quality pictures for judging. And judges will announce a winner by the 20th of October. So you submit by the 1st, you'll get a winner by the 20th.
Right.
There are a number of categories. Best General, which must be a single Battle Valor General figure, mounted on a 40mm base.
Which is what is in their rule book, the leader size.
Yes, but it can be on any type of stand of your choosing. It has to be the general figure, but you can build the base up however you want, as long as it's on a 40mm diameter. Best unit. This can be either an infantry unit consisting of 32 figures or a cavalry unit consisting of 16. Must include the command stand and must be mounted on either 4 infantry figure. and be mounted either 4 infantry figures or 2 cavalry figures per 40mm square base. I apologize that I misread that the first time. So 4 models to a 40mm base or 2 cavalry to a 40mm base.
I.e., exactly the way it says in the rule.
Right. Basically, as we build it the way you would build it on the table.
Right.
The best big guys unit must be a 10-figure unit consisting of one of the big troop types. This would include ogres, ice trolls, stone golems, undead ogres, and trolls, or other similar unit types. He does have a caveat here. Says if you're unsure if a unit fits in this category, email him and he'll answer you back to let
Which
you know.
is likable.
Yes. Should be individually mounted on 25mm bases. Just like, and those will be rounds, just like the rules say to do.
Yep.
Go figure. All right, best monster or monstrous beast unit. This unit must be 3 monster-sized or monstrous creatures. This would include more beasts, iron golems, giants, mammoths, triceratops. I always stumble on that one. Juggernauts and other similar unit types. Again, the same caveat. If you're unsure if a unit fits in this category, shoot them an email.
Right.
They have to be individually mounted on 40mm square bases. For monstrous creatures should be mounted on 60 by 40 bases.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, exactly
like
what
the
you
rules.
used for the rules.
All right. So
Which is funny because I seem to remember, a lifetime ago when we wore different shirts, having a conversation with a certain person from corporate and their opinion that painting competitions should be models as played on the tabletop.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that unofficially happened.
That officially happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of hazy.
Well, a lot of that time period is hazy, but
yeah. All right. So there are 2 categories in which the base size is different than what would be fielded on the table. And there are 2 ones where you would expect that they would deviate from that. Best diorama. This can be a diorama of anything you like, but must include only Battle Valor fantasy miniatures. Mm-hmm. The base must be no smaller than 6 inches in diameter and can be as large as 8 inches in diameter. So, really big.
So 6 to 8.
6 to 8. Decent range to be able to play with. I almost want to build like a little Orcian hut. Like a diorama. I don't know. I just...
And like some Phrygians setting it on fire.
No! I like the Orcians, you jerk! The Orcians are awesome. They're the best faction ever.
Evil, slimy, ugly creatures. I can't wait for you to get them so I can light them on fire.
Yeah?
Yep.
Really? That's where we're going with
this. That's where we're going with this.
Most heroic creatures on the planet. Orcians. Best battle scene is the next one. Stay tuned. Best battle scene is the other category, in which base size is slightly different. This can depict whatever you want in terms of scenery, etc., but must include at least 200 Valor Games fantasy miniatures. The base must be either 18 inches square or 18 inches in diameter. So basically, it's a table. It's an
entire table.
It's an entire table.
Yeah.
Well, or it's at the very least a...
a demo table.
It's like a demo, like a tray, like an army tray.
Right.
Yeah.
But 200 models?
That's a big army.
That's a lot of models.
Well, but at 15mm, that sounds about right.
At 32 models per unit, that's 6+ units.
Okay, I'm all right with this.
Yeah.
It's an army.
Get painting.
Yeah. I've got till October 1st. I'm good. Wait until the last minute for painting competitions and stuff. All right, so prizes, because painting competition prizes. That's why it works, right? Every category will get a first, second, and third place. Mm-hmm. Third place gets a $30 store credit. Second place gets a $60 store credit, and first place gets a $100 store credit and a trophy.
So this is a 30, a 60, and 100.
Right. So it's 190 per category. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories.
$1,200, folks.
Yep.
$1,200. And again, I'm just going to point out the general is like $6.
Yeah.
The unit is like 18.
Yeah.
You can win $100
for spending 18.
6 or 18 and your time. Like, that's a huge prize.
Yeah, but I'm going to the flip side of that is I could win $100 and have 6 units at 18 and I spent $100.
Right, like there really is no downside anywhere on these.
This is true.
Great prizes.
Yes, even the big guy. It's going to be pretty good. There is going to be a best overall winner.
Okay.
So any category, one guy will win a full-size steel helmet, which there's a picture of in the document that gives you the rules on how to do this, which will be mounted on a wooden stand with an engraved plate.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty cool looking.
It's a good quasi-Spartan-y kind of. Da-da-da.
Okay. So there you go. If you couldn't see that picture or you want to see a better picture, go download the document.
Yep.
Alright. So, but like we said, don't wait till the last minute. Because waiting till the last minute on a painting competition is very, very bad. You know, not that anyone at this table would
Certainly
be
not.
waiting till the last minute to figure out what model to paint for his Iron Painter competition.
I'm just saying.
Pretty in pink is the category. So he's got to find a model he thinks is pretty.
Yeah, so
he does has a few options. Oh, and when is this due? Not that it's due.
I got 10
like,
days.
10 days.
I've got 10 days. You know, I had some writing I had to finish. So, okay.
All right.
So I got a couple ideas, and if people respond really quickly, I may or may not, you know, make my determination. I've got a Seamus that maybe could look pretty in pink. I have an entire Ramos starter box. So any of the Ramos models.
I think you should do Ramos in pink.
I was kind of thinking Ramos in pink. I was also thinking this guy.
Okay.
You know, some pink metal parts maybe.
Sure.
I have the limited edition Karis.
If you do the limited edition Karis in pink, I might stab you.
Why?
Cause
She's normally in red anyway. It's not that much of a stretch.
I want red, not pink. That's why. You should do the misdemeanor.
Also a limited edition model. Can you make up your mind?
Yeah, but that Karis has a paint scheme that I like. This one I don't care.
I don't know. There's a picture that's painted. Sounds like it's got
I
a
said
paint.
that I like. This one I don't
Oh,
care.
okay.
See the difference?
Although I kind of was thinking, as, again, limited edition alternate model,
Uh-huh.
but I was thinking
A pink.
Francisco Ortega in pink. Because it'd be the only one.
It would be the only one.
So, or, you know, old metal Marcus. Could be another good option in pink.
Or
Ortega.
Ortega.
Perdita.
Yeah, Perdita, yeah.
I always just call her Ortega. I don't know why.
She could go with pink. I'm just
Well,
saying.
yeah.
'Cause, yeah.
But again, I
The
think
Francisco in pink, I think, is amusing.
I think people are going to expect to see at least one Perdita painted in pink out of 190 people that are doing this.
They're not going to expect to see a
They're not
Francisco.
going to expect to see a Francisco.
I think you should do some.
And you know
My
what?
vote is Francisco. How about you, Tim? Give me a sec.
I kind of like the bug.
Okay, the spider guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
The Mecho spider?
Again-
That you have to mount on a base really special because he doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, you have to
Skier, that's
remember.
what it is, right?
I don't know what it is.
Again, you have to remember, you know, the toughest guy in the gym is always the dude wearing the pink muscle shirt.
Right.
So
I'm saying, Francisco shows up in pink. No one's messing with him.
not even a little
Because
bit.
he's looking for somebody to mess with him.
Yeah.
No, Papa Loco's over there going, "That's my boy!"
Yeah,
What happened to him?
What happened to my boy?
So anyway, yeah.
So,
I
if
got
you didn't
this
catch what this is all about, the Iron Painter first round one rules went up. It is paint something you consider pretty in pink.
I have a ton of goblins.
Yeah, I think you should do a goblin in pink.
I could do
A pink goblin.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, or even just like the one that's the Perdita ripoff. Do her wearing pink.
Don't. No, maybe okay. Maybe her.
Yeah.
Is there a pig in there? You can do the pig
There's
pink.
a couple pigs. Yeah. But again, people are going to expect to see pigs.
I'm just saying. But if you didn't know, or if you're interested, the everything has to be in by the 29th. Why this man has 10 days left, and he still hasn't figured out what model he's painting. Just saying. Oh, and he
Ooh.
just got. What did you just
How
get?
about a
in?
pink Lenny?
I think you should do a pink Lenny.
Lenny in a pink muscle shirt. That could work.
I'm just gonna point out. He
He's
also
pretty.
just got a airbrush, and he decided that he wants to try to learn how to do the airbrush.
Yeah, so I need
Yes.
to train on. So I need to train on how to use an airbrush because it'll be my first time using an airbrush, and I need to get this model painted in 10 days. Oh, and I think I have a book that I have to finish writing or something.
Something like
So
that.
you know, it's not like I'm not busy.
Just a little bit.
I
But
don't know. Lenny, Francisco. I can't decide.
I think I'm still gonna go Francisco.
Still gonna go Francisco.
I'm still gonna go Francisco.
I don't know. Lenny's actually wearing the pink muscle. He's actually wearing a muscle shirt though.
I understand.
So it could work.
It could work. But again,
Hey,
it's-
you know what? It's a whole 10 days. Maybe I'll paint up both and see which one I like
there you
better.
go. Yeah, you'll have options.
Yeah, I got tons of time.
But anyway, that is our Sunday news.
Yay!
So if on the 29th, go look to see what everyone's entering. Oh, I guess they'll be up. Maybe not right on the 29th. How do you, and like, you're gonna have to post pictures in the form, right?
I believe so.
So you'll be able to go into the form and look at the different entries and see what, he has picked.
I also don't know what Odin's painting. I know he's in it. I forget what he's
He
painting.
posted something.
He's
He posted a
doing
picture.
the rabbit.
Oh, that's
That's
right.
right.
He's doing the wall rabbit.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's doing some modification to the writer.
Yep.
That's because he gave it bunnies, right? The bunny stuff. Rabbits.
Could you stop trying to spoil his surprise?
I just said rabbits. That's all I said was rabbits.
You're going to be hunted by wabbits.
I'm fairly certain I'm hunted by rabbits now. All right, that is the Sunday news. If you liked what you saw here, please like, subscribe. Send smoke signals. Still waiting.
One
One
of these
day.
days, I'm going
One
to get
day.
you with sparklers that smoke.
Sparklers that smoke. And at that point, I will be a happy man because I will have gotten my smoke signals.
You'll be an unhappy man because that means she's going to light you on fire.
Well, there's that too. That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Anyway, please let your friends know. Let us know what you thought of our shows. If you're going to be in the Iron Painter and you want to tease us with the fact that this man hasn't picked what he's going to do and you're going to beat him because he hasn't.
I am so going to be kicked out in turn 1, which is
Kind of impossible?
Which is only funnier because it can't happen.
Right.
I'm still going to get kicked out. In turn
Well, you will
1.
get kicked out if you don't get the model done. That's
I know,
for darn
right?
sure.
If I DNF, I am gone.
Yes. But thank you very much for watching. We hope that you enjoyed it. Go play some games and have fun and tell us about things that are happening in your games.
Yep. Let us know.
Absolutely. Bye-bye, guys.
He is calling out for souls, and in dreams he will promise you the powers of old.